Hi, hello, once again, welcome to the show Critics with me, Akshay. Indeed, it was an exciting test match at Adelaide, and it was India's best chance to go 1-0 up in the series. They were in the game when Murali Vijay and Virat Kohli were batting exceptionally well, but the wicket of Vijay, I think, just ended India's hopes. I think after that, India never came back into the contest of chasing down a huge score of 360, but they came close to total of 364 registering a historic win in Adelaide, but unfortunately fell short by 48 runs. Even I mean even though the result didn't go in the India's favor, I think the start of the tour is outstanding after having witnessed what happened in England. In England, the ball was seaming off the pitch. There was some pace, there was some bounce as well. This Indian team was clueless on those pitches in England, fumbling to 94, 100. Didn't get even a 200. Didn't get closer to 200 in the last 6 innings of the England Test match. I think, but the way these youngsters have started off this trip, I think it's something remarkable. This team has shown a lot of promise. They came close to winning a test match in South Africa at Wanderers, and even they had a best chance to win at Wellington, and in fact they won a test match at Lords. So I think these are the few factors which gave this Indian team these are the few factors which motivated this Indian team to play a stubborn cricket in Australia in the first test match at Australia. Even though it was a good start, to this Indian team in the first test match, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy in the second and third as it is series progresses, because it's Brisbane. The fast bowlers will come into play. There will be some seam movement of the wicket. There will be some pace as well. There will be some bounce as well. So on these kind of pitches, I think Australia's bowling attack becomes lethal. So it will be interesting to see. I think how it all depends on how these Indian batsmen adapt to these kind of pitches. It's going to be difficult for India. It's going to be difficult for these young players on their first trip to adapt to those fast pitch, seam movement of the pitch. I think these are the two factors which will test these Indian batsmen. Temperamentally, you have to be ready to adjust to the kind of wicket. You have to adjust to this wicket quickly. But once you are set on these kind of wickets in Brisbane, you have got to make a lot of runs, because it's going to be such a beautiful wicket for batting as the test match progresses. I think it's going to be a good. It's going to be, the batsman will enjoy batting once he gets to this initial tough periods with the new ball on day one wicket. On these kind of pitches, when there will be some tinge of grass around the full length area, so which will deceive the batsman. I think if the Mitchell Johnson, as Saurav Ganguly was pointing out in the commentary, there's ball 3 bounces, push him onto the back foot, then one the full ball which will get dismissed. So these are the few challenges this Indian team has to face off in the Brisbane Test. But once they get past to the first 2 hours of the first day of the Test match, I think they should be in for a lot of runs. On these kind of pitches, set batsman has to carry on. Once the batsman is set, I think he can go on to make a huge impact in this Test match. When you look at this Indian team, I think Murali Vijay, Cheteshwar Pujara, who has enormous potential but hasn't been amongst the runs in the last few series. Got to brilliant 70 in the first innings but didn't capitalize in the second innings. But temperamentally, I think Murali Vijay, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane might just resist on these kind of wickets, because they have the temperament to ready. They have the technique as well. So I think these three Indian batsmen will be key to India's success in this Test match. These three batsmen have to be on top of the game. It's hard to. It's unfair to expect too much from them because it's their first trip. But these 3 batsmen have the temperament to adjust to these kind of wickets. I think if these 3 batsmen can survive the initial periods and get past through the toughest period, I think it will be in for a lot of. These 3 should be in for a lot of runs. We'll be in set for an interesting Test match. And on the other hand, the bowling hasn't been on top of things in the first Test due to the nature of the wicket. But on this kind of Brisbane pitch, pace, bounce, same movement. I think the Indian fast bowlers will definitely come into play. And in fact, Mohammad Shami whose test match performance has been declined, I think will be keen to make an impact on these kind of pitches, which is naturally suited to him. I think Mohammad Shami will be very key with the new ball. With Bhuvneshwar Kumar ruled out, I think Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Shami needs to rise to the occasion. Umesh Yadav needs to get a look in. He's riding on a wave of confidence in the Sri Lankan series. He was bowling it with confidence. I think he needs to get a look in. Once the ball gets hold, he has the ability to reverse the ball at pace. So Umesh Yadav's inclusion will be very, very important for India, and his inclusion will make this Indian bowling attack a different unit. Ishant, Shami, Umesh, dude, with pace and accuracy, I think this Indian attack will become a different one. So those are the few things India needs to make minor adjustments for the Brisbane Test. Other than that, I think the key to success for India in this Brisbane Test match will be their batsmen. How fast they can adapt to these kind of pitches will tell us whether India will be hammered or whether India can compete in this Test series. But when you win the toss on this kind of pitches, bat first, get through the first 2 hours, then go on to make a big score. I think that is the key to success. And on day 4, day 5, I think the spinners just might come into play because of, the pace might just get lessened as the Test match progresses. So I think the slow bowlers might just come into play in the last few days of the Test match. We are in for exciting Test match. I'm looking forward to a better, improved bowling performance in this Test match. We saw a good batting performance in the first Test on a bowler-friendly pitch. Can these Indian bowlers make an impact? I'm looking forward to a good bowling performance in this particular Test match. Well, that's it for today. Lot more things to come. Stay tuned on my Up Critic video blog. Thanks a lot.